Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Space Jelly Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Dragon Ball Super Dragon Ball Evolve Vegeta figure. I guess we'll take a quick look at the packaging first. This is the box he came in, it's just like a standard blister packaging. And here's the back. That's it, akin to how figures used to be packaged. Now getting into the figure. He stands at a whopping 4.5 inches to where his head would be, and about 5.5 inches to the top of his hair. Maybe a little bit under that actually. So he is a smaller scale figure. This will make him about 11.5 centimeters to the top of his head, and about 13.5 to the top of his hair. So yeah, these figures, I think they're all supposed to be smaller, around like maybe Marvel Universe scale figures, but they seem to be a bit too big for that. And for a size comparison, I'm only gonna bring out this SH Figure Arts Trunks figure. You can see he's a bit too small, but I think if you do like some foreshortening and stuff like that, you could make it work, but he is a bit too small for this line. In case you don't care, then by all means it could work. I also wanted to use Trunks to show off some of the points I actually think are surprisingly good about this figure, but we'll take some time to actually look at him. Look at his head sculpt first. It's a decent looking Vegeta head sculpt. It's not bad at all. The Dragon Stars line, I don't know if that's what it's called. I think that's what it's called. They have some Vegeta figures and they never quite look right. I think this one looks much better than all those. You can see the sculpt work and the paint details. It's not anything crazy. It's mostly just blue and white plastic, but the painting on the armor looks pretty nice. There's no real bleeding, no lighter spots on there. I think that it's that the paint should be a little bit darker, like on Trunks here, but again, it's not horrible. And the finish, he is a little bit shiny, but I'm pretty sure this figure is only $10, so it's not terrible. For $10, I think this little figure is surprisingly good looking. Also, with the hair sculpt, you can see there's no real soft points. It is actually pretty spiky. It feels like the SH Figure Arts figure's hair. So yeah, pretty decent looking figure. You can even see here with the sculpting, his broad shoulders and chest area around there. And you can see here with Trunks that his chest area under the armor is very narrow, and the shoulders are kind of almost unnatural looking with how the arms are. They're kind of weird and flush with it, when these ones are not as bad. You can see like though this one does have more detailing, this one seems to have like a better silhouette that casts, like with the just shoulder to head ratio to waist ratio, things like that. The legs look cool on this guy. They're almost the exact same as this one, but you can see here that these ones have a whole bunch of cuts and mechanical looking things, which is something that people didn't like about the SH Figure Arts figures. This one looks much more natural looking, and the crotch piece and everything, they look much more flush and like much better. I don't know how else to describe it. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool for such a little figure to have this much effort put into it. Let's get into the articulation now. The articulation isn't horrible. It's not the best ever, but it's not bad. He does have a single ball peg in his head. easily could have been a double ball peg. He does have some range. You can see he goes, you can rotate, you can look up a decent amount so you can get a decent flight pose. You can look down to the side. It's okay, but the way it angles is at a slight unnatural point because it's in his head, not in his neck. So yeah, not horrible, but there could have been some more neck range. He does have a pretty cool joint in his shoulder. Now, I don't know how else I can show you this without popping it off. He has a double ball peg in the shoulder. So there's a ball peg that moves around in there, and a bigger ball peg that connects to his shoulder. And you would think that he would have less range because of it, but he actually gets better than horizontal when raising up his arms. He has the McFarlane toy style joints, slip joints in his shoulder blades, so you can do some adjustment posing. Not a ton of range, but still, it's a pretty cool design. I would use this if I were making an action figure line, because I think it's the best way to have a good balance between range and aesthetics. So obviously you can do everything you can do with a ball peg on there, full rotation, horizontal. You can even do some extra rotation up on the ball peg like this. So there's really no limitation. That's pretty cool. Bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, wrist rotate and hinge. His hands are a little bit small, but I don't know, not horrible. Ab crunch, it's more of a torso ball peg. It's only one again. It can arc back pretty far, so yeah, he can get in some pretty decent flight poses. Crunching forward, it's not very good. I would have maybe cut down a little bit of material over here. Rotation up there. Rotation at the waist. Waist also does kind of wiggle around a bit. Legs go up that far. Go back that far. Legs go out pretty far too, and they don't look completely unnatural, which is cool. I'll show you on Trunks here. Not as much range, and it looks very mechanical. So I think this is a better system, even if it's not the most optimal. I would still prefer this instead of the other one. Thigh swivel. Oof, that sounded bad. Knee joint. The knee isn't that good. I would have sculpted the knee on top rather than on this part. He has a pseudo ball peg for his ankle, so it's like a hinge, almost like an old Toy Biz style Marvel Legends figure, where you can rotate it and it goes up and down, but he has like an actual ankle rocker in the joint. So it's like a peg that goes in through there. It's not like just a standard ball hinge, which I would have preferred because it kind of renders this part useless. You don't really need to rotate his foot then if you already have an ankle rocker like that. It's kind of strange. But yeah, articulation is surprisingly solid on this figure. And along with the decent sculpt work, proportioning, and aesthetics, I think this figure is definitely worth the $10. So, yeah, I think it's definitely worth your money if you're willing to just buy figures in the scale, or if you're just interested in like collecting Dragon Ball figures. I think this one is a really good Vegeta. So yeah, anyways, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and watching this video. And all feedback is welcome, including negative feedback. And we'll see you next time. Bye.